Welcome to the Hustling Podcast. Today I'd like to welcome Dina Kaplan, founder of The Path. Dina, thanks so much for being here with me.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Perry. I'm excited to chat with you and your community.
Yeah, so as you know, I don't go into too much detail researching companies before I join, but I know there's a meditation component to what The Path does, and I'm really excited because on my own personal journey, that's been a huge part of the last year. So whether it's Joe Dispenza or breathing work, I'm just so excited to hear what The Path is, what it's about. And so let's jump in. What is The Path?
Yay, let's jump in. And that's really exciting to hear that you're on your journey. It's a path, so to speak. I named my company for that, not vice versa. So at The Path, we do four main things, and I'm excited to share this with you. First and foremost is we host a beautiful curated retreat. And for anyone that's out there meditating or wanting to get into meditation or wanting to get inspiration to really keep up that daily practice, a retreat is definitely 1,000% the best way to do that because it's really inspiring. It advances you a year or two, and it's also just great to meet other people that are also on their mindfulness journey. So that retreat is called Mela, and it's actually coming right up. It's October 12th to 15th in the Hudson Valley, so a short hop away from New York City, and it is literally life-changing for pretty much every single person who joins. Like, yes, people have huge insights, changes maybe they want to make in their job, in their city, in their relationship, how they spend their time, etc. But people also literally meet their best friend at Mela. It's a really beautiful community of kind of like-minded peers, people with impact working, but who also want to be mindful. So that's Mela. Happy to chat more about that. The second big thing we do is we have an awesome meditation teacher training program. And this is really great, even if you have a normal job, because we gather live just once a week and it's amenable to your schedule. We have daytime classes and evening classes. And it's just awesome because in just 3 months, you learn how to guide other people, really develop a consistent meditation practice. And in just 3 months, you're a certified teacher. So a lot of people do this to lead their teams if they're the founder of a company or running a division, or if you're already a teacher or a therapist or a coach and you want to add this skill of guiding other people in meditation to your current set of skills. So it's just awesome. It's a really beautiful program. Our specialty, which you can probably see, is community. So we really love to bring people into like a really happy, inspiring, mindful community because it's really nurturing for people, especially this time in the world. And then just recently, but with full on force, we started doing a lot of one-on-one meditation coaching. And this has been super rewarding. We have clients that we lead literally 7 days a week. Meditation changes the brain and it changes your just internal feeling of well-being and whether the earth out there, the energy out there is supporting you or not. So even after just a month or two, people start to experience a huge shift of literally feeling uplifted, happier. So that's been really fun and exciting. And the fourth thing that we've been doing more and more of is meditation for companies. So we guide. I feel like I'm constantly running around guiding for different companies or at festivals or at events or corporate retreats. And just another beautiful way to impact people. And basically, this whole path is about moving people away from suffering and towards living with more freedom and ease and delight too.
So one thing I'm going to ask before we talk about maybe some projects and challenges, I love this space. It's so exciting. And partly because of the results it's had in my own life and just like seeing how neuroplasticity is a real thing and you can really rewire your brain by embracing some of this stuff.
Yeah.
When, I hear a lot of people, I've been fortunate to have people in my life that have played that one-on-one coach for me when I'm doing my meditation or I'm manifesting or I'm doing whatever. And I've been able to go to them and ask questions. And so that I can see how that's a really valuable service to provide. And I've been so fortunate to have people in my life that have helped me with that. But when people are getting started and they're having a hard time focusing, I love asking this question. And I'm so curious to hear what your answer is. But they're like, I can't, I have to go to the bathroom. Every time I sit down to meditate, I have to go to the bathroom. I have to do this. I get itchy or I just can't do it. What do you say to people that are struggling to begin?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's everyone. I love how everyone says, oh, I can't quiet my mind. Well, no one can quiet their mind. the mind, the human brain is wired to have thoughts. So that's true of me. That's true of every meditation teacher, the Dalai Lama, who's sitting multiple hours a day. Our brain will have thoughts. Deciding to meditate is just your choice. It's your freedom. And if for some reason you don't want to, that is perfectly fine. But if you want to, it's basically like training your mind.
Mhm.
And you wouldn't go to the gym and expect to do some huge bench press with huge, huge weight on your first day. So I would say just try. That's so funny about the bathroom thing. That happens to me. I thought I was the only one. I would say get up and go to the bathroom, which I just did before coming online with you. Just try 1 minute. Try 1 minute. And I always suggest to people get a kitchen timer if you can. So if you can not meditate, like by having to turn on your phone and look at your phone and see all those text messages and emails there. But if you have to, just use the stopwatch on your phone and have it count up. It's kind of a secret insider meditator tip. Have it count up, and it might be the hardest thing is just to get yourself to sit. So once you sit and you have that time going up rather than setting a timer and having a bell go off, once you do 1 minute, you might think, oh, I'm going to do 2 minutes, and that could turn into 5 minutes, and that can turn into 10 minutes. So it's just a choice to do it. And I would say the counter to that restlessness, it's one of what we would call the five hindrances in Buddhism. Restlessness is definitely one of them. The counter to that is just to sit and do it for 1 minute and see how that goes.
So fun, so interesting. Thank you for sharing these tips with our community, because and with me, because I'm certainly going to try some of this. Though I have gotten better, like you said, it's a practice, and you
Yeah,
get that muscle as you grow.
yeah,
Um, from here, I'd love to talk about what unique challenges. I know you guys have the retreat. It must be so much planning and so much marketing and so many different aspects. And the Hudson Valley is so beautiful this time of year, and picking hotels and all that stuff.
yes.
What other challenges and projects do you guys have going on that eventually I want to be able to share these with our community of side gig workers? But what challenges and projects do you guys have that you can share?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Nobody asked me that. I would say definitely the location scouting. It looks so glamorous. I'll put things up on my Instagram stories. Oh, I'm at Dina Kaplan, or the path is the dot path. And I'll put these Instagram stories up there with all these beautiful locations that I'm scouting all over the world, even in Italy and all over California and New York and et cetera, other beautiful places, Mexico, where we've done a bunch of retreats. The location scouting is definitely hard, but we do now have some venues that we really love. So it's nice to go back to the ones that we love. I wonder if I'm being honest with you, everyone says, oh, I want to join. I want to join. That sounds great. But then getting them over that line, it's almost like I want to go in person and, not quite take their hand, be like, okay, let's do it. Because it's not even like you're selling someone something. I know that everyone who joins is going to have their life changed. People have huge, huge, huge insights at Mela. I mean, literally to the point of people deciding to leave marriages, but end up being happier and finding partners that they're just more happily, more delightfully suited with. I decided at the first Mela retreat, along with another guest, to leave New York, actually, where both of us had lived forever, forever. So in the 5 days after the very first Mela retreat, we both packed up our apartments and left New York. So I think maybe it's spreading the word to different communities right now. Mela, I mean, it's the most incredible community ever. It's filmmakers and people in music, fashion, publishing, nonprofit leaders, a lot of tech founders and investors. But bringing it out to different communities would be really interesting, and sharing it beyond my network. And then the production, definitely, we always need help with that. Right now, I'm trying to find a good hip hop dancer in New York. So I have 2 interviews tomorrow. I'm going to do a Zoom hip hop class. I know it's tough to be me. Choose who that is. And then we're looking for someone to lead a fitness class. I think I actually found someone this morning. So these different components, that is definitely something that we could get help with. Right now, I'm actually vetting someone who's, I'm giving away all our surprises, but someone who's going to lead a sing along one night. So I'm finding interesting guitarists and singers. So it's kind of booking all that talent. That's probably something I could get some help with on the community. In terms of the teacher training, we actually have people that we've trained now lead the classes, and they're absolutely incredible. But there's a lot of work on the back end of that. So that's something we could potentially use some help with, because we will have these classes of people and there's some data around them. We do a name book for all the classes, not a Facebook, but a name book, so that you know who your classmates are. So there's a lot around there. Or maybe social media. How about that? Does anyone do social media? I definitely need to hand that off. Lots of opportunities.
That's perfect. I know there's a lot of people in our organization who are in our in our community rather, who have been, impacted by some of the recent rounds of layoffs and things. And I know we have creatives, and I know we certainly have sales and marketing people and people passionate about meditation, which is really fun. I think this is a good place. And entrepreneurs and solopreneurs who are maybe interested in trying it or experiencing it. So I
Yeah.
think that's a really great fit. But before we close out, this is my favorite part. I love to ask people how they got here. Like what, and meditation is it's like so many aspects of our being and spirituality and whatever. Like, I would love to hear your story about why this, why the path, how did you end up here?
Yes, this is an amazing, very non obvious story. So, I was a tech founder. I co founded a tech company in the web video space, kind of like an early YouTube, but focused on serial shows. And my life from the outside looked really great. It looked really glamorous. I was in the press every day, speaking at all these fancy conferences all over the world, across Asia, Europe, US, etc. But on the inside, I was a mess. And that mess was that in this very male dominated role of the world of the tech industry, I just didn't know how to be myself. Like sometimes a deal wouldn't close that I wanted to close and I'd want to cry, or I would cry. And my co founders would be like, "What are you doing? There's no crying at startups. What is going on here?" And I just over time learned to suppress my natural personality. I can be fun and quirky and try to be funny, maybe succeeding 40% of the time, but I didn't know how to be myself, how to let my natural personality authentically shine in this very male dominated world where the energy was really different than mine. And I ended up just losing myself, suppressing my natural personality, suppressing all of my natural, authentic emotions. And my body actually revolted on me. So I ended up having panic attacks for the last 2 years of helping to run the company. It was really intense. So basically, one day I was across the street from my office in Soho in lower Manhattan, and I just didn't even think I could make it across the street without having a panic attack. And this voice basically came to me that said, "You've got to get out of here. You need to lead the opposite life in the opposite part of the world." And that was it. After 7 years of being COO and CMO of this super fast growing startup, I left everything behind, saying that to myself, basically, it's more important to get healthy than to get that 10 million or whatever every founder dreams of. So I just literally left everything behind, booked a one-way flight to Asia, flew 6 days later, and spent 2.5 years getting healthy and really trying to build up the confidence to be myself. And on that journey, about 6 months in, I met a cute guy on a plane when I was landing in India, and we started talking as we were walking off the plane. And he said, "Hey, do you want to come on a retreat with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really have any plans." So I ended up going on this retreat. Turns out it's a 12-day silent, gender segregated Vipassana retreat with no soap, no air conditioning, and no toilet paper. So it was really intense. But on that retreat, I just had another huge insight that this was going to change my life. And I was finally going to find the confidence to be myself and just let the cards fall where they may. Even if that means that someone doesn't like me, that would be okay. If I could practice being myself for the first time in my life. And at the moment I had that insight, it was like this flash of lightning kind of rushed through me. And this other voice of intuition said, "You're going to come out of this retreat a better person. Everyone should have the chance to do this, but it doesn't need to be this hard." So when you come back to the US, when you're ready, you'll start a company in meditation. You'll be part of the movement to bring meditation to the mainstream. You'll make it fun and, dare I say, sexy and easy to meditate, and you'll call the company The Path. So it's like this voice came through me. I opened my eyes. I'm surrounded by 199 people from India. Everyone's in silence. And I thought, how am I going to get that domain? But that was the beginning of The Path.
Wow. It blows my mind. And one of the things that's so funny, someone recently pointed out that I was listening to, probably Joe Dispenza, because I do listen to him quite a bit. And he was like, you really don't you see entrepreneurs and CEOs going over to meditate in these caves with monks. He's like, you never see monks in caves coming over to sit on Wall Street and learn how to become billionaires. And that was pretty profound for me. So what a cool experience, what an amazing time, and how crazy to be on this side of it where it's actually come to fruition. And now here we are. And you've been doing this for a while. It's absolutely breathtaking. And it's such a nice testimony for people listening that you can have an idea and you can change your life and you can do these profound things, even when the voice is maybe working against you, or absolutely profound. It's so cool that you were able to find your truer self, and learn more. So where I know you already mentioned, but where can people find the Path's website? Where can they find you and connect with you? And then last thing, so three things: the Path, you, and then where can they find and sign up for Mela?
Oh, thank you so much for asking. By the way, meditation, it changes the brain. My brain has changed. I will never have panic attacks again. And I do practice being myself every day. So yeah, it works. So the path is we did get the domain. Close of that story there. It took a year. So it's the path, like the street or the avenue, thepath.com. And Mela, come join us, is at thepath.com/Mela apply, APPLY, or you can just write us at sit. Sit is another word for meditation, S like Sam, SIT. So you can just write us at sit@thepath.com and say, I'm interested. I heard about it on the podcast. And then all of the different offerings for the path are all on that site. So the teacher training program, we just started 2 classes last week, but you can sign up to learn more about it and to hear when we're doing the next ones at thepath.com/teacher. And then if you're interested in the one-on-one coaching or having me or one of the teachers I've trained join a one-on-one meditation or join your company, then yeah, just write us at sit at thepath.com. But we're also really active on Instagram, and that's the dot path, as I said. And I'm also super active, and that's at Dina Kaplan. Oh, and I finally started my TikTok. Find me there. I'm trying to build up my TikTok. So that's Meditation Dina. Very easy. DINA.
Awesome,
Oh, and
Dina.
then if people want to share Mela, like if you have, do you have a friend that's stressed out? Do you have a friend that feels overwhelmed? If people want to share it, we can definitely talk about it, but I'd be super grateful. It will change their life, and they will meet people who will impact the rest of their lives for the better, because it's a really kind and impactful group. So yeah, feel free to share that, thepath.com/Mela apply.
Awesome, Dina. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm so grateful I got to meet you and hear your story.
Thank you. Thank you, Perry. This has been such a delight. And everyone out there, just know that there is a happy path ahead. I know a lot of people are suffering right now, but we can train our minds. It's literally what the Buddha taught, and what's flowing through me is that we can train our minds to live with more ease and joy and support and well-being overall.
Beautiful. Thank you.